Hello everyone, Guamadness here with yet another video. Here I will be going in depth on my Dragonknight tank build. First things first, race. I am an orc and I've done everything as an orc, all hard mode trials, everything in the game, all done as an orc. It's been done on, race does not matter, honestly. You can get little extra bonuses from some races as compared to all, but a big thing about tanking that most people don't understand is if you hold aggro and execute the strategy that your team wants you to do and do not get one shot and do not take terrible amounts of damage consistently, then it doesn't really matter what you do. Like, I could just run Pierce Armor and then take, like, I don't know, 2k damage a second and run, like, complete bogus on anything and nobody would ever know. But what separates a good tank from an excellent tank is group support and really raid awareness. If you support your group and have utility for the group, such as Eben, Tava, Warhorns, Vigors, Heals, stuff like that, that's what separates you from normal tanks. As a tank, it is your job, your sole job, to support the group. As a support role, you must be very flexible. You need to be ready to go, ready with everything you could possibly need. I carry like all my gear sets on my character. Like, I carry Tavas, Hisbark, Armor Master, Footman, Eben, Alkosh. I have those 6 sets. I have reinforced, infused, and sturdy versions of them all. Sword and boards, I got multiple Bloodspawn, head and shoulders, medium, heavy, light, both head and shoulder. Like, I have so many different combos just to match every scenario to the best of my ability and be the most support I can to the group. Skill wise, it really changes depending on your fight. Like, it really changes. You just need to know what works when and where. Later in the video, I'm going to show you some example fights like Vet AA, Vet Helra, and Vet Ma Lorkaj, and you get to see sort of how I play. The way this build works is Magicka Recovery. Magicka Recovery, hit Igneous Shield, use the Earthen Heart passive, get your stand back. So you get Magicka back really fast, you regen that while blocking, so you can hold block the entire time, regen Magicka, your stam goes down from getting hit, that's your block cost, and then you hit Igneous and return 5% of your stam. Have a high stam pool, high Magicka recovery, and your sustain is monstrous. Good things to have is Vampirism for supernatural recovery and undeath. And then support, Magicka Aid, that's 20% if you add it up. But that in Magicka Aid it's per ability, so you can get really, really high in some scenarios. But skills just really need to change. The only things that I really recommend is aggressive Warhorn all the time. Always have absorb magic too. Those are the 2 things you really need. And one more thing, you really need to have a Draconic Power active all the time. That's a really big thing. There's so many different support and utility skills, you just need to know what works and what's needed and where it is needed. I'll be making other videos and more walkthroughs and stuff like that in the future, but for now I just want to show you sort of like a brief overview of what I'm doing and what's where. Again, I know people are going to ask me on traits, but again, I have infused, sturdy, reinforced of 6 different sets, all golded, all gold enchanted. I have it ready to go for whatever scenario I need, and gold on hand to respec. You just have to be super flexible as a tank. If you're not super flexible, then you're a hindrance to the group. Pretty much all skills are interchangeable. Some skills work better in some scenarios. You just need to know, get experience, and do what you need to do. So as the scenario changes, you need to change your skills and armor sets according to whatever you're facing and what type of tank you are trying to be. In hard scenarios where you're getting hit really hard and the bosses do a ton of damage, I would change front bar, as you see right now. Volatile, heroic, and then I would wear Hisbark Footman or Hisbark Alkosh in really hard-hitting scenarios such as hard mode Hell Ra, hard mode AA, hard mode Maw, that kind of thing. But for every single other thing, like regular vet Hell Ra, regular vet AA, regular vet Sanctum, regular vet Maw, there is no need to be super tanky. Nothing hits hard in there. It does not hit hard enough for you to fully invest into being a true tank. By that I mean in regular vet Hell Ra, regular vet AA, regular vet Sanctum, and the regular vet trials, including vet Maw, I would wear Tava's Alkosh. Like, that's what I'd wear everywhere else. Tava's Alkosh. If you're main tank, of course. If you're off tank, it would be Tava Eben with Bloodspawn always, or Lord Warden. Lord Wardens for off tanks mostly. I haven't seen a main tank really use it and be successful. But as I was saying, hard hitting fights like hard mode trials, I would pretty much use this same bar setup. In hard AA, I like to put the range taunt instead of heroic slash and fret bar barrier. But in everything, and by that and everything I mean hard mode Hell Ra and hard mode Sanctum, I keep the bars just like you see right now. Hard AA, I would just put heroic slash where my range taunt is, and then just front bar the range taunt. And if you don't know how to manage your resources and you make a mistake, it's good to slot something like Magma Shell or Standard on your back bar. Just for that, oh crap, I suck, I need like a emergency kind of use. Get your resources and get that slight little invincibility right there, but once you get more experience, there's really no need. In a lot of cases, I like the front bar barrier and back bar Warhorn. Only using Warhorn, by the way. Only using Warhorn for the most part. Just for the group buff. It's a huge buff. Huge, huge, huge. Again, skill-wise, you just need to know what scenario you are going up against and how you like to work it. A lot of people will, like when they're wearing Tavas, they would, instead of double barring your armor skills, hardened armor and shuffle, they would put shuffle on the back bar, or hardened armor on the back bar. I personally don't like to do that, just because I get killed bar swapping sometimes because I'm a noob. But I just think it's a lot easier just to front bar both of them and then have the heroic slash on the back bar and then hit that when I have off time instead of using the shuffle when I have off time. Because if you don't have shuffle up wearing Tavas, then you're not using the set to its full potential, and that's a no-no. So just a quick spec over gear and traits. I run either infused or reinforced on my big pieces. That means chest, legs, and head. Either infused or reinforced. And all my small pieces are sturdy or reinforced, depending on what I'm aiming for. But majority of the time, like 90% of the time, I run sturdy on my small pieces. I might have one reinforced blood-spawn shoulder, just because I don't have a sturdy one, but again, a big misconception among tanks is, oh, I really need to get to cap resistances, which is definitely not the case at all. It's totally unnecessary to be super tanky and reach that cap most of the time. Like, it's not needed whatsoever. As long as you are not getting one-shotted, you hold taunt, and do not die, and execute the strategy that your group is asking you to do, and the group can have no problem with you. But, again, what separates a good tank from an excellent tank is group support. If you can do all of that and still throw out bubbles, heal the group, put out super war horns, and do everything you need to do at the same time with such group support, then that's what makes a tank really great and pushes them to the next level. You just need to know and realize that cap resistances is not a thing. High health is not a thing. I strive for like 30k resistances at most of the time. And most health I would go is 28k because of Eben. And in most scenarios I actually like to rock 25k health. And then I have to, I really like high stamina pool. If it's not over 30k, I'm not satisfied with my stam pool. If I was Imperial, I'd be there in every single scenario, but a lot of times I don't hit it because I'm an orc. But, again, resistance is not a thing. High health, not a thing. Potion-wise, if you just looked, I use tripods or vitality potions. Either one, that's what it is. All my jewelry, if you saw, always magical recovery. The way I play, I rely on magical recovery and a high magical recovery to use Igneous Shield. And then Igneous Shield returns 5% stam on cast. Then if you have like 3k magic regen and then Igneous Shield only costs you 3k, then you can pretty much get 5% stam every single time you press Igneous. You just saw a quick little rundown of my traits that I wear, like I had covered. I didn't cover the weapons. On weapons, I always run a defending front bar and an infused back bar, just for that extra debuff. Crusher enchants on both. Reinforced shields, I'm told Nerdhoned is more beneficial, but again, resistances don't really matter. If you're not dying, then what can the group complain about? Like, it's really that simple. If you're not getting wrecked and you're holding taunt, like, it's not even a big deal. I could tank the same with 33k resistances and 30k resistances, and you won't know the difference. It's not that big. It's not. And I've done every single thing in the game, and I hope you trust me on that. Enchant-wise, again, all magic recovery, crusher enchants, and then the rest are all stamina. Rest are all stamina glyphs. In some scenarios, I would put health enchants just to get a little bit more health. Again, I aim for 25k in most scenarios, and then the highest I'd go is 28k. That's unbuffed, of course. Health. And then 30k plus stam. I could reach almost 35k stam as an orc, which is pretty incredible. Again, resistances do not matter. But that being said, you can get a little bonus from CP. And a lot of times I'll just shuffle points around here and there and try and reach the 30k marks that I like to be comfortable at. In the green tree, I haven't really tested anything, but I've done everything with this setup I've done. And you see right now. Technically, I probably would go half and half with Warlord and Magician, but I just put them all on Warlord. It would be more beneficial to split them because of diminishing returns, but it is what it is. I did it with that setup. 50 Shadow Ward, 80 Arcanist. You can play with your champion points all you want, but I'm just showing you what I've done. Blue Tree, 100 Blast for your healing, your Vigors. That Vigors hit really hard. And then there isn't really anything else for a tank to put it in, so I just put in Precise Strikes, get the weapon crit, and maybe my Vigors can crit for however much they crit for. It's like that simple. So again, I'm gonna be providing like gameplay of me and Hellra, AA, things like that. Even Vetma in our first hard mode, Vetma completion. Just so you guys can see sort of how I play and skills I use in the scenarios and the boss fights. Like you can see that. Here's a quick stat sheet: Tava, Alkash, Bloodspawn. I will be providing like stat sheets for you to kind of aim for, if you know what I mean. Stat sheets for you to aim for, and I'll post like what scenario I would use them in and what sets I'm wearing, and then you just like manipulate your traits and everything to kind of match where those are. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm sorry if this video sounds super repetitive, but I really just gotta get these thoughts and words out to tanks out there, because a lot of people are misguided and misled about a lot of basic principles that I disagree and agree with, sort of thing. So again, like, you don't need too much health, you don't need cap resistances, high stam pool, high magic recovery, ultimate sustain, perfect group support. And right now you're seeing first Vetma hard mode completion in A and console, Grand Council. This is the guild, best guild, NA and console. Just throwing that out there. But again, you need to really just like have everything set out and ready to go. Like, if anything, I would have a Tava set and an Eben set. Like, that would be like bare minimum to tank a trial. Bare minimum. Aim for 30k resistances, less than 30k health, but higher than 25k, and over 30k stam. Get it as high as possible and aim for about 2k magic regen. And you should be fine from there. Use vitality pots or tripods, they'll be cheap. Make your life easy, and it'll go real simple from there. And I'll repeat myself once again. I use infused or reinforced on big pieces, and then sturdy on my little pieces for the most part. Sometimes I may use the reinforced piece. It all depends on what I'm trying to do and what I'm aiming for. I will be making future videos about each trial, AA, Hellra, Sanctum, and Vetma, and setups I like to use for each one, provide stat sheets, skills, and things like that. I'll even go into group strats, I mean group composition, I'm sorry. Group composition, strategies, stuff like that, things I could help you out with. So basically what I'm trying to tell you is you need to like put in the work and spend the time and resources to get the most out of your tanking, if you know what I mean. Like, I can tell you the specific setup for one way, but it's not gonna work. It's not gonna translate over into another fight. Like, I'm not gonna do hard mode Hell Raw with the setup I just beat Vetmom hard mode on. I'll get absolutely destroyed, most likely. I'll get just absolutely decimated in Vet Hell Raw. Everything changes per fight for the most part. Skills, gear, CP, it changes, and you need to be flexible. You need to be flexible. One more time. You need to be flexible if you want to be a tank. If that is your role and what you want to do, you need to be flexible. But again, another side to this, if you want to be casual and you're not looking for a complete endgame, you can wear whatever you want. Like, don't even think I'm telling you have to have this stuff to tank all these things. Like, you can go in there with whatever you want, but if you want to fully optimize yourself and help your group out as much as you can, then you be somewhere along the lines and guidelines I've given you. Be around those stats, and you should be fine. After that, it's just knowing the fight and practicing and grinding it all out. I can't really help you much more than providing you the stat sheets and the gear you should wear. It's that simple. If you guys have any type of questions or anything, leave it in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, please. I'd appreciate it. Really appreciate a like, a comment, or a subscribe.
Go. Take the
Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching.
1, 3, 2, 1.
Guys, focus now.
Grabbing number 1.
Salvo. Number 2. Get ready for number 3.
Watch salvo.
Take heals.
Getting 3.
Ready for number 4.
Grabbing hold.
Taking 4.
Get ready for number 5. Ulti dump. Keep your harness up. Get ready for number 6 now.
Take the hold back 1.
I'm getting
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah!
Fucking Christ!